Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is February the 9th, 2017. I'd like to point out this shirt that I'm wearing here. You see a flaming Bitcoin hitting the Federal Reserve. It was sent to me by the people at lindasgiftsdirect.com. They accept cryptocurrency there. And here's a shout out to them. If you're a subscriber or watcher of this channel, go down below to their link and you can get a 15% discount there by using the code. All right. And it's a cool shirt. Hey, I'm wearing it. Tomorrow we have This Week in Bitcoin. It's actually tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. because we have some international guests. So that shows soon. So get ready, everyone. Anyway, it is going to be awesome. We'll talk about a lot of the stuff. We'll mention some Ethereum, also Bitcoin, all sorts of stuff we're going to talk about. And you will recognize Abraham Cambridge. He's talked about his business before. He's from South Africa. Two other guys are new. I'll leave that as a surprise. Speaking of people who've been on the show before, Shane, the independent optimist, he's got an interesting video out. It's about Bitcoin, so you should check it out. I'll link to it below. He theorizes that Japan might start buying up some Bitcoin soon because Bitcoin seems to be growing in Japan. If that were to happen, that would just be huge because Japan is one of the largest economies on the planet Earth. And if their government actually bought Bitcoin, that would be just, I don't foresee such a huge government doing that so soon. But hey, maybe Shane talks about it. So, I'd like to thank Vinny Lingham again for being on the show. That was a recent one. I'd like to thank Charlie Lee for being on the show. That was awesome. We've got some great guests, don't we? And of course, I'd like to I thank everyone. Yesterday's show is linked to below. Carlo from he was talking about Ethereum Classic. That's linked to below. I think it is, or I will. But anyway, Vinny Lingham. What I wanted to say is, what did I want to say about Vinny Lingham? That's below. I skipped ahead there. Look at that. No, he said business skills are lacking in the cryptocurrency space, and he has a tweet out where he predicts that if, God forbid, it splits Bitcoin, that it is going to end up at 3 chains. So that was interesting. We're getting to the China thing, everyone, because Bitcoin is at $975 suddenly. And you know the title of this video, but we're going to get there. We're going to take care of some things first. Wall Street Journal has an article about Chinese people buying up property in Seattle now that Vancouver has a tax that's preventing Chinese people from getting property there as cheap as they were before. I bring all this up because the Chinese find a way to get their money out. They don't want to invest in anything. The rich Chinese or middle-class Chinese, they don't want to invest in China. They want to invest in other things. So they'll find a way to buy houses in Seattle. If they can find a way to buy houses in Seattle and New York City and Melbourne, Australia, they're going to find a way to get Bitcoin. Keep that in mind for what we talk about later. Also, I'll link to the video below that from Alistair from Zimbabwe. I think that's a fun video. He's a farmer in Zimbabwe. You should check it out. Oh, yeah. Also, Bitcoin and Coffee is a guy. He's got his own channel. I'm going to link to that below. Bitcoin and Coffee. It's cool. The guy posts a new video every day. He informed me about himself by posting in the comments section. So, if you're an up-and-coming channel, you want some press or attention, just mention yourself. I'll mention you on air if you're good and legitimate, not some like scammy. There's a lot of people keep on leaving links to their cloud mining stuff. Stop doing that. All right, don't you see? I don't like that stuff's scammy, and I don't want anything to do with the cloud mining stuff. I mean, how? I mean, you don't even watch the videos, probably. I guess you just see like the 3,000 people watch the video. You're like, oh, I better leave something here. Anyway, I'm sorry also to everyone. I have been very busy here. I'm getting ready to go to Portugal, obviously, and that I'm flying out on Monday night. And I'll post a new video every day because that's what Adam even does when he's traveling across the Atlantic. There'll be one on Monday and Tuesday, hopefully. But I haven't been able to reply to all your comments. Like, I've been able to reply to no comments in the last 24 hours, I think. So sorry if you expected me to reply. I'm sort of reading some of them. It's been really busy. Trezor says they support Segwit. That's actually an old blog post of them, but I wanted to point that out. And I wanted to point out, actually, tomorrow, one of the guests is a guy named Jerry. And Jerry is a guy, an Ethereum Classic guy, and he has his own blog. He has a blog and a Twitter account that he started on his own. And I'll link to his blog. But people in Litecoin have to do things like that. All right, he is like promoting Ethereum Classic on his own, taking his own initiative. And this is what I brought up to Charlie Lee. Like, yeah, get some volunteers to just do the marketing. And here's an example of a guy in Ethereum Classic that's just doing it on his own. Andy Hoffman has a new blog post out. All right. And I'll link to Andy's thing. Let's talk about China. What happened? So Bitcoin was like at 1075 24 hours ago, right? And now it's at 975. What happened in China? They said there were rumors the government is going to get strict with the exchanges. Now you can't get some of your money out of some of the exchanges. The exchanges have been talked to. And, you know, we don't know the full situation. Maybe they'll shut down an exchange. Maybe that'll be the next thing that happens. Maybe the government will just forget about it. Here's the point. These things, and so people panicked. Speculators probably also started FUDing. People left comments on my videos trying to do the FUD thing and everything, and people panicked. People were emailing me, Adam, and I haven't been able to email them back. Adam, my stomach dropped out. I feel like I'm going to vomit. The price dropped $100. What do I do? How do I remain calm? Well, here, I'm going to tell everyone how to remain calm right now. This is really important to what I'm about to say here. This is all about long-term thinking, first of all. So what happened today or yesterday or whatever with China, it's going to happen again. They're going to be weird things are going to happen in China. First of all, China does not control Bitcoin. We've said this 100 times now on this channel. It's not as big as people think it is. And you can even tell by the numbers that we've discussed. It's not as big, but yet people still give them this authority when anything happens over there. You have to get out of that mentality. And probably you say, well, Adam, how can I get out of that mentality if the price drops $100? Forget about the price dropping $100. Are you a flipper? Are you some trader? Don't be that, because you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Now, there are some people who know how to trade this stuff, but not everyone can be that person. And I definitely recommend you don't even try to be that person, because you can't be that person most likely, all right? It's about buying and holding. So if you are a long time, if you want to hold on to it, which the people who email me are buy and hold people. They just feel sick and they feel like they maybe should sell now. No, you think 2020, you set a goal. That's 2020. I've said that a million times. That's nothing new. But again, you keep in mind, this is happening today, but it's going to happen in 6 months too. So this is just a common occurrence. It's a common occurrence, so that it's not too shocking. To you. And you've got to ignore the FUD that's out there. There are just trolls out there, by the way, who are spreading FUD, who are just 15-year-old kids who get a kick out of doing it, saying they're going to buy Bitcoin for $500 when they don't have a penny to their names. There are people out there that spread FUD talking about how they're going to buy Bitcoin at $200 when they don't own any cryptocurrency. They own nothing. They're just like, or maybe they own a little bit of Dogecoin or something. I don't know. But you got to ignore some of these things that are out there, because they're not speaking from authority. They're speaking from being poor people. Keep that in mind, the poor people thing. And hey, nothing wrong with being poor or whatever, but don't spread FUD to the people who actually own thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin. And by the, if you own 1 or 1.5 Bitcoin, that's thousands of dollars worth of Bitcoin. It's over $1,000. So yeah. And again, I've lost my train of thought. Remember the traders here. Think about what the traders are going to do. Think about what's going to happen if you do sell your Bitcoin, okay? So Bitcoin went from $1,000 to $900, let's say. Think about that scenario. And you're like, that's it, man. I can't take this. I'm selling for $900. Or went from $1,100 to $900. Excuse me. That's it. You can't take it. You're just scared out of your wits because you didn't listen to me. And you sell at 900, and then the next day it's up at 1,000. You couldn't buy back. You thought you were going to buy back for cheap when it got down to 800, and it didn't. And by the way, in the scenario that we're living through now, what is it, 975? It was below 975 for a while. Had you sold and then you thought it was going to go lower, you'd be kind of screwed. Who knows? It can still drop around, but why worry about those things? Why worry? But anyway, if you sell at 900, so of course some speculator out there is going to buy it at 900. The one you sell, the guy, Mr. Speculator, is going to buy for 900, and he's going to buy 9 other ones too. So he's going to spend $9,000 on Bitcoin real quick from panic sellers, and then when it goes back up to 1,000, he sells it, and he makes $1,000 profit. He doesn't care. He's not a long-term guy. And what happens to you? You have to pay more. You buy it back from him. Look at him laughing at you. And you're paying taxes in Coinbase, okay? When you're jumping back and forth, flipping back and forth, panicking, you get into a tax situation. So there's even more panic, even more sadness in your mind, even more of a reason like, I don't want to be in this anymore. And guess what? That speculator guy who ripped you off, he doesn't pay any taxes because he's in Russia and he doesn't care. They don't have rules there. They don't have I'm speaking to North Americans here mostly. And if you're in Russia, I guess you're laughing at me right now. But think of it that way. So again, keep in mind that nothing fundamentally has changed with Bitcoin. Just because something happens in China doesn't mean that there's not going to be a halving still. Doesn't mean that people in Zimbabwe and in India and all these other countries with cash problems want to find a way to get out of their currency and send their money out of their country. And Bitcoin is the answer, and want Bitcoin and pay a premium for Bitcoin. These factors going on in the world right now, they're not changing because of something that happens in China. Some dude in Mozambique doesn't care what's happening in to the price of Bitcoin in China. That the government, the People's Bank of China, has said something. Does that affect the dude in Mozambique? No way. The second biggest bank of Mozambique just closes. He lost all his money. What's it got to do with him? He's got to protect his wealth with Bitcoin somehow. Find a way to get his hands on Bitcoin. Fundamental things aren't changing here. And again, Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. It uses a blockchain. I mean, all of these things don't change. It didn't get hacked. It didn't. Roger Ver didn't have its way, and it didn't split in two or whatever. And I know Roger Ver watches these things now too. He leaves comments, and that's actually it's kind of cool. I don't mean to be mean to Roger Ver or anything either. I'd like to have Roger Ver on the show. Roger, if you'd like to be on the show, you can be on the show, and you can say everything and say Adam Meister, you don't know what you're talking about here, and Bitcoin Unlimited is great. Anyway, but no, we haven't adopted Bitcoin Unlimited. Hasn't been adopted. Segwit hasn't been adopted. No, fundamentally, it hasn't changed because of what the People's Bank of frickin' China has done. So remind yourself of that when you feel like you're going to vomit. And I call it 2020 faith, because you have faith in the year 2020. That's the halving. The halving's still happening. Buy and hold, shoot, have that goal, 2020, have that 2020 faith. Know that fundamentally things are not changing. And I wish I could check out the chat right now, but I'm a one-man crew right now. Sorry. Hi, guys. And I will chat with everyone afterwards. So yeah, and another thing, don't get in a situation in life where you're always being close to broke, okay? Where you happen to own some Bitcoin, but you only have $50 to your name. So when something like this happens, you're like, man, I got to get $900 now. This is a sign from above. I got to get $900. No, don't be in that situation to begin with. Don't marry early. Don't have kids out of wedlock. I mean, and don't buy big screen TVs. Don't go to the NFL game. Save your money. And so that you're in a situation like me, where you have an income, you have, and so you have all this extra, you have extra cash. So you just use your extra on Bitcoin instead of using your extra on going out for a $100 meal. Don't do that. Don't go out on a $100 meal. Even if you have a wife, don't take her out on a $100 meal, for God's sakes. If she likes you, she'll appreciate that you're buying Bitcoin with that $100 so that in the year 2020, she can get a ring or something. I don't know. You work it out with your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. Make sure it's a wife. If it's a girl, well, anyway, see Invention MGTOW's channel for that kind of thing. What else do we have here? I'm gonna skip an important point, important part about all this. But yeah, so just buy Bitcoin with your extra money, so you don't have extra money in the first place. Get into a situation where you have extra money, have a strong hand. Remember, and also, why do you want to be a weak hand? Weak is weak. Strong is strong, baby. Be strong. 2020. Think 2020. Fundamentals haven't changed. And I'm repeating this over and over again because I'm your hype man right now. You come back to this video. Come back to this video the next time this stuff happens in China, and you will be reminded that, hey, everything's all right. Everything's all right. I'm not going broke here. And look, I've changed my lifestyle since Adam told me that I should maybe think about changing my lifestyle. Also, eat healthy. If you eat healthy, you won't have to go to the doctor, pay all those enormous bills, and you'll be able to spend it on Bitcoin. And I'm not, hey, dudes, I'm not a rich dude or anything like that. I save money. It's not hard to be a middle-class person and save a couple $100 a month and have a little cushion. It's not hard, and spend some of it on Bitcoin. And so that you don't feel like you have to darn sell it all the time. Whatever. Okay, so I wanted to create something called the Strong Hand Club, where people who have 10 Bitcoin all say, look, here's our address. Here's our address is where we have 10 Bitcoin. We're going to send a little bit of Bitcoin to another address to prove that we control this address. And so that everyone out there can see these Strong Hand Club addresses and see they never change. They never get rid of their 10 Bitcoin, any bit of it. And they can say their names. They can be public figures. Adam Meister will be one of them. I'll list my 10 Bitcoin address, and you can see that you'll see 2018, 2019, 2020 before the halving. It won't move at all. So everyone will get that reassuring feeling like if these people who have 10 Bitcoin, these elite holders of Bitcoin are really holding their Bitcoin like they say they are, maybe I should be doing it too. And that's the final thing. That's the final thing right there. Rich people don't panic. They don't panic. That's why they're rich. They have strong hands in everything they do. They think long-term in everything they do. They don't need instant gratification in everything they do, okay? Okay? Put off gratification, people. It's not hard to do. In every aspect of your life, if you can put off gratification, if you see you're at a party, they're serving cake. Don't eat the cake. Why eat the cake? You're going to get diabetes because you're going to eat cake all the darn time. Don't drink the soda. Just drink water. Water is just as good as soda. You will have gratification in another way in the future. You'll have a delicious avocado or something like that. Delay gratification so you make wiser decisions in life. Is that all I wanted to cover today? Think like a rich person. All right. So guys, don't worry about this situation. Finally, videos like this, you can just copy these videos. I don't care. You can actually copy them, put them on your channel, make money off of them. I don't care. Actually, I don't. As I said, be a freeloader. I've always said that. My Bitcoin address is below. All my cryptocurrency addresses are below. Don't send anything to them. I don't care. You again, copy this video, spread it all around. Again, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. I feel like I am forgetting something here. I post a new video here every single day. Share this video, like this video, and please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be in the chat now. This video was really long, wasn't it? See ya.